Let me show you the 5 essential AI tools that will accelerate your productivity in 2025. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up your AI game, this guide will help you choose the right tools and use them effectively in your daily workflow. Hey, this is Alex with Grit AI Studio. This channel is all about accelerating your potential with the help of AI. So if you're interested in no-fluff tips and tricks, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've selected 5 tools that I use every day because they're beginner-friendly, they solve real problems, and you can start using them for free. They complement each other perfectly for different tasks. So let's jump straight in to jumpstart your AI productivity. Tool number 1 is probably the entry point for most people on their AI journey, and rightfully so. If you've used ChatGPT before, you're already on the right track. While many people are familiar with the basic features, there's so much more to discover. Let me show you how to utilize it effectively in your work. ChatGPT is really the Swiss Army knife of AI, and you can achieve incredible things if you know how to ask and what tools to use. Personally, I tend to use it for 2 main things in my workflow: brainstorming and for more complex problem solving. For brainstorming, I love using the advanced voice mode in ChatGPT, essentially starting that conversation on my phone and telling it to listen until I'm done. Then I can ask it to summarize, and then I can start having a conversation around my brainstorming. So my idea is to create a magic wand. When you wave it, it'll produce rainbows.
A magic wand that creates rainbows and sparkles sounds absolutely...
The O1 model is great for advanced reasoning, and I find myself turning to ChatGPT whenever I need to break down a complex problem. Let me show you a powerful example of ChatGPT's reasoning capabilities. Notice how it breaks down this complex logistical problem into clear steps. It highlights the data collection requirements, it even takes into consideration the mathematical aspects, and also highlights optimization strategies. You know, what's really impressive is not just the solution, but how it helps us think through the problem systematically. This is the kind of advanced reasoning that makes ChatGPT really valuable for business problem solving. The secret sauce to harnessing any of these conversational AI tools is knowing how to ask or prompt. We've made a whole video on how to level up your prompting skills with a super simple framework. Make sure to check that out. There's a link in the description below. Let's move on to tool number 2. Once you're comfortable with ChatGPT, it's time to meet Claude, your professional assistant for your daily work. Claude is another conversational AI, and in all honesty, these tools have been competing neck and neck throughout 2024, with me switching between them and using both for different purposes. Now, while ChatGPT has caught up with many features I used to love exclusively in Claude, I still find myself using both tools today. Let me tell you why Claude still holds a special place in my workflow. What I really love about Claude is how it lets me fine-tune its personality. Want it to be more formal for business proposals or maybe more creative for brainstorming? It's like having a chameleon assistant that adapts to exactly what you need. Now, both tools have this awesome canvas feature, kind of like a digital whiteboard for your ideas. I actually encourage you to try both and see which one clicks better with your style. Let me know your favorite in the comments below. When it comes to keeping things organized, Claude's project system just works better for me. Even though ChatGPT now has something similar, I find Claude's approach more intuitive. So here's my personal workflow. I use Claude as my go-to tool for organizing all my tasks into what I call mini knowledge hubs. So context is king, as we say at Grit AI, and that's what I really love about Claude, how I can organize my projects and jump between these different topics and projects to give the appropriate context when it's needed. Okay, speaking of big context windows, tool number 3 just got a major upgrade right before Christmas. This one is a game changer for anyone working with complex information. NotebookLM by Google is an excellent tool when you need to digest complex or large documents. It offers us this incredible ability to chat with the data and provides easy to digest podcast-style audio. With the latest update, you can even join the podcast yourself, which is, maybe a bit gimmicky, but I find that as a great way to summarize and digest complex topics. Either as an interactive learning session or just to produce this automated podcast episode that I can play in my car commuting to work. Saves me a ton of time reading through that 120-page technical report.
Practical applications does he see for this AI-powered neuroscience?
Well, he outlines 4 key areas.
On to tool number 4. We're all getting overwhelmed by information, and a big limitation with AI chatbots initially was their training data cutoff date. Perplexity changed that and has replaced traditional search for me in most instances. So ChatGPT also supports web search, but honestly, I just love the way Perplexity provides this great experience. If you're already paying for LinkedIn, you actually get Perplexity Pro for free, so check that out. A pro tip is that if you're using the Arc browser, you can combine that with Perplexity as your default search engine, and then you have next level searching and browsing unlocked. Finally, tool number 5 is our information and automation powerhouse at Grit AI, namely Notion, and specifically the Notion AI, which turns your notes into a powerful productivity system. Now, there's a ton of use cases for Notion, and that deserves a completely separate video, but let me show you 3 things that I love with Notion and its AI capabilities. Number 1, expanding rough ideas into well-structured content. In any document, simply type space or select some text and apply the magic Command J or Control J if you're on Windows. The key point here is that Notion AI operates within your context, inside that document, which makes it really powerful compared to copy-pasting versions of text in and out of Claude or ChatGPT. Second point, it's brilliant at summarizing long documents into key takeaways and action items. So let's have a look at this case where I took a YouTube transcript and asked it to summarize this long video. Third, it's fantastic at turning messy meeting notes into clear, actionable tasks. Just look at this. All right, let's wrap things up with a really cool practical workflow that I use in my day-to-day, showing you how these tools can work their magic together. Let's say we start brainstorming with ChatGPT voice and ask it to recap, and then we take that and load it into our Claude project and apply some project context. Here we might apply template and maybe ask it to highlight the biggest opportunities and challenges with our idea. Then we jump over into Perplexity to do some competitor analysis, and we find this really interesting research report, which we then load into NotebookLM. We can ask some questions here, we can dig into it and digest that research report. And then finally, we can organize everything into Notion and iterate from there. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I put links to each of these tools in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.